Level 1's Foyer was probably the first room every single one of us started out in when we began playing this game casually. Little did we know it contained a glitch that would save us time when speedrunning the game. Leave it to The Legend of Zelda to have a glitch in the very first room, in the very first dungeon, but that's what we've got here. No enemies, no turrets shooting at you, definitely no Ganon yet. Just Link and a locked door. Let's dive in. We're going to perform a trick called the pirouette. And basically all that means is we're going to leave level 1 and we're going to go right back in, and what that's going to do is it's going to trick that key door to open up. We'll explain that in a second, but let me show you the pirouette first. And there it was. So what happened there was Link exited level 1, no wasted movement inside here, just went ahead and turned around, and then once Link got into the overworld, a 1 or 2 frame tap down followed by an immediate right or left is going to do a perfect pirouette, which is going to put Link right back into the level without taking any steps away from the actual level. You're not actually coming down at all. It does not save much time, which I'll show you in a second as well, but let's take a look real quick at that movement again so you can take advantage of that. It's fairly easy to do, but it's also easy to mess up too. So let's go back here and I will take a look at that together. When you have Link coming out of level 1 here, what you're going to want to do, and you can look down here at the controller and exactly what the controller is trying to do, is a quick, like I said, 1 or 2 frame tap down followed by right or left to get you right back into the level. If you miss this, what's going to happen is you're either going to turn right or left and nothing's going to happen at all. You didn't press down fast enough or long enough. Or what's going to happen is you're going to come out of the level and actually go right or left, and that means you held down too long. So it's 1 or 2 frame tap, and you're going to be able to see this perfectly ran here by the runner. So you can see that right there. It's a very quick down and right is what's being done by the runner here. So let's bring that back. You can take a look one more time. Here it is frame by frame. So nothing yet, nothing yet. Link is out, and so the runner is basically holding down, and then they're going to, once that 1 or 2 frame tap is done, they're going to tap right, and it's going to bring Link right back into level 1 there. So again, no movement south, no wasted time here on the overworld, and you're going to see Link get right back in there at a 259. So we're going to let this play. We're going to see a couple more attempts, and you're going to see the effect of the time save that you have by performing this trick optimally. All right, so you see there, that's if you just come out normal, if you say, okay, I don't want to go for this trick, what's my time loss? So you see a 324 right there. So, you know, less than a second, it's not a huge deal, but again, we're speed running, and any time that you can find a technique like this that's going to make a non-combat experience that much better, that much faster for you, you definitely want to go after these. So again, this is called a pirouette. The quick pirouette's going to save you a little under a second right there that you saw. You can come out of level 1, you can go right back in, no harm, no foul, but you are leaving a little time on the table by not performing or attempting to perform a trick like this. So again, let's see it run a couple more times here. There's a 312. So again, so less than a second is the cost of not performing this trick. And you can see there a 328 was a missed opportunity. So if we back this up here, let me back this up. Okay, now we're going to have Link coming out of level 1 here, attempting to perform the perfect pirouette. What happens is the inputs were not correct, so Link is going to get hung up on the door. So he's going to have to leave and come back in. You're going to see a little bit of time loss there due to that. So I'm going to go frame by frame here so you can see kind of what happens with the inputs or what happened here. So again, holding down and then turning right, but the problem was the holding down happened too early and didn't register for Link. So all it did was that turned him inside the doorway. When the perfect pirouette was done, and we'll do one more of those so you can take a look at it, Link actually, his Y position, his Y coordinate on the grid is actually going to be 1 step higher, 1 pixel higher, and you'll see that when it's performed optimally, that's what's happening. Link will actually shift up. It didn't happen to Link this time, so we know it didn't work. So what happens is the runner is going to have to correct for this, and you already see we're above 3 seconds. The runner is going to have to correct for this, come out of level 1 quickly, and go back in. So it's a 328. And we saw where if you did not attempt the trick, were able to get through this in under 328. So it's faster to decide not to do the trick than to fail the trick and have to, go to plan B very quickly, which is what you would think would happen. It does happen in this case as well. So the trick is the fastest, of course. The middle ground is probably just pressing down and pressing back up and going right back in level 1. And failing the trick doesn't cost you much time, so you can see it's worth going for. It definitely does save you some time, but you have to recognize when you don't hit it and you have to get out of there quickly and get right back in. It's not it's a half second, 3/4 of a second where you're going to save by going for it, but again, you're leaving time on the table by not attempting it. So what's actually going on here? According to Fiskbit, what's actually going on under the hood here, and what's unlocking this door at the top, is that when you exit off the edge of a screen, the game figures out what direction you're entering the next screen. Thus, when we exited out the bottom doorway of this foyer, the game stored in its memory that we're entering the next screen from the top. If you imagine that there's a room below this in the dungeon, if you go through this bottom door, you're coming in from the top, correct? Well, what's happening is when you leave, when you exit level 1, you're going through the bottom door. The game loads in that, okay, you're entering the next room from the top, and when you go back into level 1, the next room you come in is the one that we were just in, and if you came from the top, which is what the game thought, that door has got to be open. So that's why that door unlocks, is because the game is loaded in its memory that we're coming into the next room from the top. So even though we're actually coming in the bottom door, it's loaded in its memory from the top, and that's why that door unlocks. So that's kind of the under the hood why that works. But it's called a pirouette. It is a very simple maneuver to pull off. Hard to execute under time pressure, of course, but half a second's half a second, and in this game we will take all that we can get. So give it a try. It's going to take a little practice to get used to, and to get the feel of holding down for 1 or 2 frames and pushing right or left to get right back in. But with everything in this game, a little practice is going to make you that much better at every single maneuver. And just like this runner here, with a little practice, you too can perform the perfect pirouette.